Okay, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you had two clients again. What were their names?
Just one. My other client was she was released. She was in charge, so just Brandon Sheard.
Is that a male or female?
Male.
Okay. We do have a Brandon Sheard.
Okay, thank you.
And what is your P number, Mr. Brown?
80560.
Okay.
For Brandon Shear.
Yes. You got it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Somebody load on. Hello? All right. Do I need to call DDC to log in? And Ms. Harris, Brandon Sheard is Mr. Brian Brown's client. Last one on the page.
Yes, Your Honor, we remember from this morning.
Okay.
And thank you for that.
Please enter your.
Hi, this is Magistrate Burton. Can you ask We're gonna start with the female side. Okay, we were gonna start on the female side.
Thank you, sir.
All right, who's the first female? Good afternoon, ma'am. What's your name? Speak up, please.
Sherry Phillips. Sherry Phillips.
Sherry Phillips. Good afternoon, ma'am. All right, this is case number 250-565-4101. People said Michigan versus Sherry Phillips. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Ms. Harris.
Christina Harris, 52857 on behalf of Sherry Phillips. Your Honor, I just need one moment to gather her information, please, and thank you.
Okay. All right, DDC male, can you bring out Brandon Sheard, please?
Copy that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, that is the retained case, Mr. Sheard, the last one on the sheet.
Yeah, I know that. I'm asking, are you ready?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. You
Not
ready on,
yet.
you're not ready on Sherry Phillips?
No, Your Honor.
Who are you ready on?
Can I name them, or would you like for me to do it that way?
Yes. Who are
Okay.
you ready on?
Maddox, Burton, Brooks, Turner Bailey.
No, female. Who are you ready for?
None of them, Your Honor.
Yes.
You're not ready on any female?
Ready on all the females. You want to do the females first today? We're ready.
Well, I've got both the man and the female. Ms. Phillips is ready. We can start
Okay.
with Ms. Phillips and go back and forth between the male and the female.
Okay.
Just follow along, Mr. Reagan.
That was good. I mean, I don't.
All right.
Why you put that?
All right, Ms. Phillips, state your name for the record.
Sherry, Shari Phillips, Phillips.
All right, this people said Michigan versus Sherry Phillips, case number 250-565-41. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Philip Reagan on behalf of Ms. Phillips, waive the formal reading, stand mute. She's been advised of her rights.
All right, the court read on not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Bond recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, in this situation, the people wouldn't object to a $50,000 personal bond, but we are asking for tether to ensure no contact with the complaining witness number one. Your Honor, this is a situation where the two parties live on the same street but adjoining blocks. When I plug the addresses in online, it's just under a quarter of a mile. We even note that the person who is listed as complaining witness number two, or described that way in the investigator's report, has been in a relationship with Ms. Phillips for over 20 years. They have a child in common, and that seems to have been what led to this situation here, as Ms. Phillips came to find out what he was doing at this other house, Your Honor. And so Ms. Phillips doesn't have priors. Normally with the home invasion first, I'd be asking for a money bond. Given the circumstances and the lack of priors, I'm not objecting to 50,000 personal, but I do have some concerns for safety. And that's why I'm asking for the tether, since they do in fact live on the same street. even though it's adjoining blocks. I'm asking for that tether to ensure no contact.
Mr. Reagan, can you address the issue of tether as to why not she should be able to keep her away or track her, particularly since they live so close?
Yeah, just look at her eye. She's not trying to go near him. He did that to her eyes. It's ridiculous. But I think this whole case is ridiculous. But she's not gonna have contact with him. Her sister is part of this whole thing as well. I see her in the complaint, which is crazy, but she understands no contact, Judge. Again, has no record, like assault record, like Ms. Douglas said, but she's not gonna go near him. He shouldn't even go near her.
Okay. All right. Given that she has no criminal history, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. $50,000 personal bond. No contact with Lakeisha Phillips nor Daniel Jones.
Yes.
You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. You cannot go back to that Fairport address. At least at this juncture, I don't see a need for a GPS tether. Probable cause March 28th, preliminary examination April 3rd, both in front of Judge Jack Kay. Ms. Phillips, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
Okay.
Ms. Phillips, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
Yes.
What is your question?
When January?
I'm sorry, what now?
March 28th and April 3rd. March 28th and April 3rd.
Okay.
Your Honor, I do have a question. So the complaint witness number 2, it appears lives with Ms. Phillips. Is she not to go back to both addresses on that street?
Wait a minute. Complaining witness, repeat that?
Okay, so the address listed for complaining witness number 2 is the same that they have listed for Ms. Phillips. So I'm asking, is she not supposed to go to both addresses on that street?
No,
or
I got
just the first one?
The one beginning in 19.
Yeah, that's my sister's house.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't go there.
I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Step aside, please. Mr. Sherrod.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
What's your name? What's your name, Mr. Sherrod?
Brandon Sheard.
All right. This is case number 250-565-4601. Pearson, Michigan versus Brandon Sheard. Appearances, please.
Good afternoon, Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
And good afternoon, Brian Brown, appearing on behalf of Mr. Brandon Sheard.
Wait for a reading, stand mute.
Yes, we do.
Okay, court or not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Sheard. By recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, the people in this matter are asking for a $25,000 cash surety and leaving to the discretion of the court whether to monitor with a tether. This is a case in which a complaint went to that home with her adult son. The defendant was armed with a weapon, busted out that front window, pointed the weapon at her and said, "Stay down, bitch." Police come there and he has 3 weapons, a .380 Ruger and a 7.62 and a taser. So, Your Honor, based on, it seems like the complaint they were moving her out even though she was still paying rent, and that they had changed the locks, and when she came back, they used a weapon to keep her out of that residence. So for that reason, Your Honor, I don't see anything on Mr. Sheard's record, but I do see in his lien that it says that he was disqualified for a CPL. So for this reason, Your Honor, the fact that he shouldn't have had a weapon in the first place, also that the parties do know each other, it just occurred on the 17th. For this reason, the people believe he may pose a danger to Ms. Tanner, and so I'm asking for a cash surety, no contact. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Yes, Judge, we would ask for a personal bond. The facts as I know them are, first of all, Mr. Sheard does not know the complaining witness. He was accompanying his fiance, who is the owner of this particular property. To Mr. Sheard's knowledge, she had the proper eviction paperwork. He was going over there to assist his fiance in evicting the previous tenant. The previous tenant started to threaten my client, along with her sons started to threaten my client. My client himself called the police to the location, and the police arrived there, and the complaining witness started to make allegations that allegedly my client pulled a gun out on her, which we, categorically deny that ever happening. My client does not know these individuals. There is no chance at all for him going over to this particular house. It's the first time ever going there. He has no contact with the complaining witness, judge. So in this particular issue, we would ask for a personal bond. We know the purpose of bond is twofold: one, to protect the public, and two, to ensure that Mr. Sheard will return to court. I personally have known Mr. Sheard for over 25 years. He's never been a violent individual. He's never been convicted of any felonies, nor anything violent, a misdemeanor, domestic violence, anything of the sort. I have no doubt in my mind that he will abide by any and all conditions of the bond set by this court, and that he will not have any contact with the complaining witness. For saying all of that, Judge, we would ask a personal bond, and my client is gainfully employed as a regional truck driver, and we would also respectfully request that Mr. Sheard, when he is released, be allowed to travel to Chicago and Ohio as part of his daily job requirements.
Allowed to travel to Ohio and Illinois?
Yes. The tri-state area, they send him out as part of his occupation to pick up and drop off certain deliveries and comes back to Michigan.
Mr. Brown, I'm sorry, you clarified this because although I see defendant number 2, Ms. Walker, was denied, she has the same address listed as complainant number 1.
Yes, that is her house.
Right. And then it reminds me, and then there was some question also in the report about paying rent. And you just clarified, it seemed like an eviction, or maybe not a wrongful eviction, in this matter.
It appears
And
that
then-
she was in the house at the time, Ms. Lindsay, she was in the house at the time, and that's why I think she was added to the warrant request. She was the one who allowed the complaint to live there at a point, and then apparently it appears from what it seems that Ms. Lindsay allowed it she was taking money and they were paying through Cash App. And then at a point that the tenancy it was done. And they changed the locks, and for the complaint, the IR is very basic, and it just says that she went over there and with her son to, I don't know if it's to get things or whatever. It's not clear, but she goes over there, and what Mr. Sheard did was I don't know, I agree with Mr. Brown. I don't know what the relationship as far as whether he knows these people or not, but it was kind of, to me, what I see is an overreaction. He's inside a locked house. They have no way of entering the house because the locks have been changed. He busts out the window and points the gun. That's the thing that is allegedly what is frightening, as to here are 2 people coming over. And Ms. Lindsay is in the house. That is my understanding. So she obviously is telling him that's my tenant, or was my tenant, because why else would he, if it's just a woman coming up to the door, he knew who it was, because he wouldn't have done that or wouldn't have had a weapon. He had 3 weapons on him. They did find the rifle in the bag. They found a pistol on his person and a taser on his person. And so, Your Honor, it's a situation that went awry from probably a wrongful eviction, a wrong way to evict somebody. And so I'm asking for that cash surety just to make sure that there's some, of course, I don't see any court cases, so flight is not a concern here. I just want to look at it, no contact, that there was a message in lien. He was disqualified for a CPL. For some reason, it could be traffic, because that happens as well. But for the basic gist here is to keep the parties apart, because this just occurred on the 17th.
Well, the court has heard an argument as to bond. What Mrs. Quall mentions both towards having a cash bond. But by the same token, he doesn't have a criminal history. And it's not, and I understand Mrs. Quall's argument, but he goes there at the behest of someone else who owns the property. And I believe that that's his girlfriend. I could see why she requested his presence, and he was loaded up with all of that ammunition. But for her, he wouldn't have been dragged into this mess. An argument could be made. Now I understand what he allegedly did was very, very serious or whatever, but I'm looking at this more so as a wrongful eviction worst case scenario than anything intentional. And that at worst case scenario, Mr. Shearer got caught up in his girlfriend's mess. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt in light of that, in light of no criminal history, and that he travels for work outside of the state. I do want him working. I am going to give him $100,000 personal bond. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. No contact with that address. Well, let me ask you this: are the no contact with the Shane address and no contact with both of the complaining witnesses? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Sherrod, in light of the fact that you travel for work out of state. I'm not going to give you a GPS tether. You're allowed to travel to Ohio and Illinois for work. And also the fact that you have a retained attorney. I know you're going to make it to work, make it to court on time. I believe he's going to assure that you won't pose any problems with contacting the complaining witnesses. Probable cause will be March 28th, preliminary examination April 3rd, both in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Shearer, do you have any questions regarding your bond and/or court dates?
No, sir.
All right, step aside, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Who next, counsel? All right. Jasmine Thorpe.
Okay, man, what's your name?
Jasmine Thorpe.
All right, Jasmine Thorpe. All right, this is case number 250-565-3401. People said Michigan versus Jasmine Thorpe. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
For the record, on behalf of Ms. Thorpe, Your Honor, waive the reading, stand mute. She's been advised of her rights.
All right, the court read a not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Thorpe. Bond recommendation, Mrs. Paul.
Your Honor, I do not see a criminal history for Ms. Thorpe, but I do note that, the only thing I do see, I'm sorry, is just a misdemeanor under HIDA. That she admitting to attempting to hit the complainant, Mr. Williams, with the car, and that the complainant had taken a video of that occurring. And also there's body worn camera video of the video that the complainant was showing the officers, video of her trying to hit him. So not only is it his video, it's also captured on the officer's video. So I can see this, it looks like it's the complainant may have hesitation of moving forward in this matter, but in this matter, the prosecutor could move forward without the complainant. So people believe that she may pose a danger to the complainant at this point, Your Honor. So I'm asking for a $5,000 cash surety, 10%, no contact with the residents or with Mr. Williams. And I'm also looking as to keeping him out of danger and maybe imposing a tether. But I would leave that to the court's discretion.
Okay, Mr. Reagan, go ahead. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some questions, follow-up questions for you, Mr. Reagan, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Judge. My take on it, Your Honor, is that, just talking to Ms. Thorpe, Mr. Williams did something that wasn't too nice with the children. She's in the car, he's trying to get to the car. She tries to get him away from the car using the car, not trying to hit him per se or run him over, but trying to get him off and away. And I think that's what the video is going to show more of. I don't think he's going to come. I don't think the prosecutor will be able to use a video to go forward with it based on my understanding of how the car was moving or how she was trying to just get him away from the car, not trying to directly hit him. He made, allegations. I don't know. He's probably not going to come. I'm not asking for a personal bond. Again, like Ms. Coyle said, really no history. She works in a nursing home. She has 2 children with Mr. Williams. I did explain to her no contact, absolutely, while this case is pending. You guys got to get stuff together so we don't end up back here again. It's, but I am asking for the personal bond, Judge. I don't think the
All right, Mr. Reagan, was this a trial drop-off?
Ms. Thorpe, was it a drop-off or you guys are together, aren't you?
Yes, but it wasn't a drop off, no.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a drop-off.
But you two live at separate addresses, is that correct?
As a house, yes, but the house that I'm at now, he's still on the lease until the 31st. But yeah, we're 2 separate houses.
Yeah.
So the Ward Street address, you both are on the lease?
Yeah, the one I'm at now, yeah. But the lease is up
What's
to
the one? No, I have you at an address on Coyle Street.
That's an old address. I used to live there like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't have the Coyle address, Judge.
That's an old address.
So you live on Ward Street?
I live on 990.
No, don't put your address out. Don't put your address out.
You didn't hear me mention any numbers. I asked you streets. That's the reason why. Protect your privacy, and we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you what street you live on.
I live on Yorkshire.
Okay, not on Ward Street.
No.
Okay. All right, now, Ms. Thorpe, one final question. Do you all have a court-ordered custody exchange agreement?
No.
So this is voluntarily between you two that you worked out
Yeah.
in terms of custody issues?
Yeah, it was verbal, yes.
And how many children do you have in common with the complaining witness?
2.
And how old are they?
A 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And how long has it been since you two lived together?
He just moved out the Friday that just passed. I'm not sure what date that is, but the Friday that just passed was his week.
He's moved out for the past week?
Yeah, Friday, yep. He just purchased the house on Friday.
Okay. All right. All right, the court having heard the argument as to bond. She also having no criminal history, criminal conviction history. I'm also going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Ms. Thorpe. But the only condition, conditions I'm going to pose on you is, since this is alleged that you were using an automobile vehicle to assault someone while his case is pending, no driving. You're also not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. No contact with Mr. Williams, and you cannot go back to the Ward Street address. Now, with respect to visitation with the children, my strong suggestion, since you have no contact with Mr. Williams, is to have a third party facilitate that, either a mother, a sibling, or otherwise. Otherwise, I don't want you to have any contact with Mr. Williams at all. Is that clear while his case is pending?
Yes.
And again, no driving, since it's alleged that you use your motor vehicle to assault someone with this. Now, that may not bear out once the facts are, once testimony is taken, but at least for the time being, no driving, so we'll minimize the risk of somebody getting run over potentially again. You have, your court dates are probable cause March 28th, preliminary examination April 3rd, both in front of Judge Jacquet, Ms. Thorpe, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
No.
All right, step aside, please.
Your Honor, what was the bond?
$50,000 personal.
Thank you, sir.
All right, DDC Mail, are we ready? What's your name?
Darnita Rutland.
Speak up, please.
Darnita Rutland.
All right, this is case number 250-565-2701. Peterson, Michigan versus Darnita Rutland. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
Philip Reagan on behalf of Ms. Rutland, Your Honor, waive the reading, stand mute. She's been advised of her rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Rutland. Gentlemen, given the nature of the offense, lack of criminal history, ties to community, and objection to a personal bond.
None from me.
No, Your Honor.
$5,000 personal bond, Ms. Rutland. While this case is pending, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Probable cause to be March 27th in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination April 3rd in front of Judge Taylor. Do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates, Ms. Rutland? Ms. Rutland, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates? I didn't hear you.
No, sir.
All right, please step aside.
That's all the women, Your Honor, reach on the male side.
Thank you.
I think you guys successfully scared the heck out of that gal just a couple cases ago, yelling at her, both of you guys, about her address. Like, see her face.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can scare anybody. If I put the fear of anything in anybody, wouldn't have to do timeouts.
What's that? I don't.
My point is nobody listens to me. Very few people listen to me. All right, DDC, what we got? What's your name, sir?
Maddox, Anthony Maddox.
All right, this is case number 250-443-5401. Peterson, Michigan versus Anthony Maddox. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Good afternoon, Christina Harris, P52857, on behalf of Anthony Lamar Maddox, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of and understands the statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will continue not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Maddox. Ms. Harris, I have a $1,500 cash surety bond set February 27th of this year for Mr. Maddox's failure to appear at a pretrial. Why should I not continue that bond?
Because Mr. Maddox understands the importance of returning for all court hearings, and he is innocent until proven guilty. So we're asking that he be able to get a personal bond in this.
Any particular reason you want to articulate to the court why you failed to appear?
He said that he missed the court hearing because he was asleep.
No, we don't. It is what we all are. I'm personal mine. They're really out. I'm a personal mine. I just see we already been on camera. This is the same time on camera. If we don't have to be able to give me a personal mine.
Mr. Maddox.
Yeah, already done. Hey man, already. I'm just asking my problem. I didn't even do nothing, man.
Okay, Mr. Maddox, I would advise you to please remain quiet. Ms. Douglas, response?
Your Honor, the people are asking either that the bond stay in place or that there be a tether. Your Honor, we would note, it appears that the complaining witness appeared, based on file note, the complaining witness appeared on the February 13th date. Your Honor, with Mr. Maddox, I actually did his original arraignment and didn't have an objection to a personal bond. But at this point, we do have concerns about him showing up for court. And we believe that that dollar amount that's set as the capias bond, that's a bit higher than it usually is, which I think reflects the judge's concern about him showing up. Being asleep isn't really a good explanation for not being at court, Your Honor. And so we believe that Mr. Maddox needs something to help him remember
Yeah.
to come to court. So we're asking for
Yeah,
either a tether or the money.
I agree with you. Being asleep, for work, for court, doctor's appointment. I am going to give a personal bond with a GPS tether though. Pre-trial will be March 31st in front of Judge Jones. No contact with the Walgreens in East Jefferson. Please step aside, sir. 1,500 personal.
The misdemeanor.
Female.
What's your name, sir?
Richard Emmanuel Craft.
This is case number 250-565-3901. Pearson Michigan versus Richard Kraft. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
Philip Reagan on behalf of Mr. Kraft, waive the reading stamp duty. He's been advised of his rights, Your Honor.
All right, the court are not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Kraft. Bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, in this particular matter, and I'll just get this on the record, he was just arraigned for an assault and battery with the date of offense in August of last year. There was a warrant that was out in October. He hadn't been arrested on that, but then he allegedly ends up picking up this offense. It's being charged as an R&O. He got a personal bond on the assault case. I didn't see assault here. I think it was more resisting than anything. So we're not going to be objecting to a personal bond at this time.
No objection, Judge.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Kraft. Probable cause, March 28th, preliminary examination, April 3rd, both in front of Judge Giles. Do you have any questions regarding your bond and/or court dates? If not, step aside, please.
Watch out, Ron. You know what? Y'all finished with them? Come on.
Here you go, hand. And
My name Carlos Berger.
all right, good afternoon, Mr. Burden. Are we related to your knowledge?
Not that I know of.
Neither do I. I've never seen you at a family reunion. All right, calling case number 250-565-3101. Pearson, Michigan versus Carlos Burden. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Good afternoon. Christina Harris on behalf of Carlos Burton, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of and understands his statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Carlos Burton. Given the nature of the offense, ties community, like criminal history, and objection to the personal bond.
No objection to 5,000 personal.
No objection.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Carlos Burton. While his case is pending, you're not possessing handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 27th. Preliminary in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination, April 3rd, in front of Judge Giles. Please step aside.
Know what I'm saying? Who gonna bring it in? Golden?
What's your name, sir?
Tyree Terrell Golden Brooks.
All right, this is case number 250-565-3201, Peterson, Michigan versus Tyrese Terrell Golden Brooks. Appearances, please.
Pete Vincent for the people.
Good afternoon, Christina Harris, on behalf of Tyree Golden Brooks, who stands mute, waives a formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of the statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Golden Brooks. Given the nature of the offense, ties, community, lack of criminal history, now just to a personal bond.
None from the people.
No, Your Honor.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Golden Brooks, while his case is pending, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 27th, in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination, April 3rd, in front of Judge Jefferson. Please step aside. What's your name, sir?
Turner Brady.
Andreas Turner Brady is calling case number 250-565-3301. Peterson, Michigan versus Andreas Turner Brady. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon. For the record, Christina Harris, on behalf of Andreas Turner Brady, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Turner Brady, given the nature of the offense, ties, community, lack of criminal history, in objection to a personal bond.
No objection to a 5,000 personal.
No objection.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Turner Brady, while his case is pending. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 27th, in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination, April 3rd, in front of Judge Taylor. Please step aside, sir.
Harris, come on. Harris, come on. Harris.
Leslie Harris.
All right, this is case number 250-448-0001. Peterson, Michigan versus Leslie Harris. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Look right on behalf of Leslie Harris, waive reading, stand mute. He's been advised of his rights, Judge.
The court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Harris. Bond recommendation, Ms. Douglas.
Your Honor, no objection to 25,000 personal, but we are asking for no contact order with the complaining witness.
No objection, Judge. We just need an escort for him to get some items, Judge. He needs to need stuff.
All right, $25,000 personal bond. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons while this case is pending. No contact with Amber Adams. No contact means just that. No phone calls, text messages, handwritten letters, or notes. No contact in social media. No contact with the 3rd Street apartment. However, I will allow for a one-time police escort to get your belongings. Pretrial, March 31st in front of Judge Garrett in person. In person. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. March 31st.
You have any questions regarding the bond and or court dates? Any questions regarding your bond and or court dates, Mr. Harris?
It's 36 district, 31st. At what time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, 8:30. You say.
All right, step aside, please.
Yes, sir. You have a nice day.
What's your name, sir?
James Reese.
All right, this is case number 250-565-3501. Peterson, Michigan versus James Reese. Appearances, please.
Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon. For the record, Christina Harris, on behalf of James Martez Reese, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and understands and has been advised of the statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Reese. Given the nature of the offense, ties, community, lack of criminal history, any objection to a personal bond?
No objection to a 5,000 personal.
No objection.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Reese, while his case is pending. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 27th, in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination, April 3rd, in front of Judge Taylor. Please step aside.
Come on, Mitch. Step on the black mark. Face the camera. Take a forward line. Demetrius Walton.
What's your name?
Demetrius Walton.
All right, this is case number 250-565-3701. People say Michigan versus Demetrius Walton. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Christina Harris, on behalf of Demetrius Walton, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint and has been advised of his statutory and constitutional rights, and he understands those rights.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Walton. Ms. Douglas, bond recommendation.
Your Honor, on Mr. Walton, the people are asking for a bond of $75,000 cash or surety with tether and a curfew to allow for work. Your Honor, here we have a situation where Mr. Walton's accused of shooting the complaining witness at a basketball court. Your Honor, we would note that this is in a situation where he was at home and allegedly felt that his life was in danger. He is playing basketball, and apparently there was some arguing about a foul. And so, Your Honor, given the allegations that are here, that Mr. Walton is alleged to have gone well, that he had a gun after the argument had calmed down and then the argument started back up. We do think that this is a situation where Mr. Walton could have had other options, as far as he could have tried leaving the basketball court. Your Honor, we would note that the report indicates that when the police spoke with Mr. Walton and asked him when he had gotten the gun, that he had gone quiet, and then he said that he had always had it with him. But we would note that witnesses state that after the argument, Mr. Walton went to his car, and then after that, when the argument started back up, he pulled out a gun. And so, Your Honor, we do believe this is a situation that lacks provocation to the level of shooting. We would also note that Mr. Walton said that the complaining witness and his brother said that they were going to fight him. And Your Honor, we believe that a fist fight is not something that generates adequate justification for shooting somebody in the leg. I know that Mr. Walton said he shot somebody in the leg or shot the complaining witness in the leg because he wasn't trying to kill him. But Your Honor, the femoral artery is a way for people to die, and people do die that way sometimes. People bleed out, even if they're not shot in their vital organs. And so, Your Honor, seeing as how Mr. Walton does have a CPL, he should be very aware of gun safety. And Your Honor, this isn't a situation where he did not have a duty to retreat. He had a duty to retreat, and he did not do so. So, Your Honor, we are asking for a bond, $75,000 cash or surety with tether and a curfew.
Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, Mr. Walton is a lifelong resident of the state of Michigan. He has no criminal history. He has no cases pending. He operates a kennel where he works with animals. In this case, he is a CPL holder. He stated there are mitigating circumstances, that the complaining witness spit in his face and was aggressively arguing with him, and the complaining witness said that he was a professional boxer. My client feared for his life, and he was fearful when he pulled out his gun. His gun is registered, and there were two males, that complaining witnesses or brothers, were arguing with him. So for that reason, self-defense is definitely going to be at the forefront of this case. Mr. Walton does not know these people, so he would not have any contact with them. He is a responsible man. He works, and he is 52 years of age and has never been in trouble before. And for that reason, we're asking for a personal bond for him to be able to continue with his life during the pendency of this matter, and not have any disruption. But it's not as simple as he just shot someone for no reason. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, court has heard the argument as to bond. What bodes well in your client's favor is a CPL holder, no criminal history. But on the second page of the report, and I read as follows, defendant had gotten into a heated argument over a basketball game foul. After the argument had de-escalated, So it suggests to the court there's a cooling off period. The defendant was observed going to his vehicle and then returning to the basketball court area in the middle of another heated dispute between the two before the defendant produced a gun and fired one shot. So notwithstanding the fact, and I understand how offensive being spat upon or whatever, it didn't rise to the level of him having a cooling off period, walking to his car and walking back. That belies any, at least in front of this court's eyes at this time, any credible claim of self-defense. And what I find also troubling or disheartening is that the fact that Mr. Walton is a CPO holder, he's gone through a lot of training and understanding when and where to use his firearm. There's no indication that the complaining witnesses had any weapons on them. And so like I said, at least at this juncture, prior to any testimony being given based on representations from counsel and investigation report, I don't see a viable self-defense claim. Moreover, what's particularly also troubling to the court, is that Clark Park, as it mentioned in the report, is right across the street from Western High School, and Clark Park not only has some basketball courts, it's where a lot of children play. And guns have no names, bullets have no names, and possibly endangering the lives of possible families, children, whatever, with stray bullets. Not saying it happened in this case, just the mere fact of bringing a handgun to a park where family and kids play. I've been to that park. It's a nice park. It's located in Southwest Detroit. I find it very, very troubling, endangering the people that participate in and play and participate and enjoy the park. So for those reasons, I find that Mr. Walton is a danger to the community. I'm going to adopt the recommendation of the people, $75,000 cash surety bond. While the case is pending, sir, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. No contact with Hector Melendez. You cannot go to Clark Park in the city of Detroit or any city park. If you're able to post bond, GPS tether house arrest. Ms. Harris, is this an affordable bond?
Unaffordable, Your Honor.
All right, bond redetermination will be Monday, March 24th, in front of Chief Judge McConaughey, 9 a.m. Probable cause, March 31st. Preliminary examination, April 7th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Is there anything else either counsel wants to put on the record?
Not from the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, please step aside, Mr. Walton.
Good evening. Michael Jackson.
What's your name, sir?
Michael Jackson.
It's case number 23058111101. Police of Michigan versus Michael Jackson. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
Good afternoon. Christina Harris on behalf of Michael Jackson, who stands mute, waives a formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of and understands his statutory and constitutional rights.
Court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Jackson. Bond recommendation, Mr. Vincent.
The incident occurred in 2020. I'm laughing because I'm looking at the defendant's shirt. 2020 arguably wasn't a good year for this defendant. A few months prior to this incident, he was convicted on an OWI charge. So he was on probation at the time of this alleged incident. I don't have anything following this incident, though, magistrate. So because of the time since the incident occurred and with nothing else that's happened, I'm not going to object to a personal with any conditions you feel appropriate.
Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, Mr. Jackson is a life resident of the city. He's a high school
Ms.
graduate.
Harris, do you object to a personal bond?
No, I do not. But counsel said with other conditions. that the court may deem. So that's why I'm making a.
Hold on,
a-
hold
an
on,
argument.
hold on. I haven't determined whether we're gonna have any conditions yet. This is a 2020 case. It's nearly 4 years old. I see that it doesn't look like there's been no contact with the complaining witness. I don't see a need for a GPS tether at this point in time. Sufficient no contact order being in place. Now, is there anything else you want to add, Ms. Harris, in light of that?
Nothing, now that the court has stated that.
All right. I'm going to give him a $5,000 personal bond. No contact with the complaining witness. He's not possessing any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 27th, preliminary examination, April 3rd. Both in front of Judge Jacquet. Please step aside.
Which way? You know what? We're gonna go. He got you. All right. Come on. Okay. We go.
What's your name?
James Mathis.
All right, Mr. Mathis, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrant for your arrest may be issued. The warrant for your arrest was issued. Court's going to set aside these arrest warrants for your personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. And the right to an attorney. You can afford an attorney one way point on behalf. The tickets are P1029330. Driver license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor, driving a registered motor vehicle. Ticket P990149, driver license suspended. Ticket 472915, no operator's license person, uninsured motor vehicle. Open intoxicants in the motor vehicle. Ticket 513004, driver license not valid. No insurance misdemeanor, unregistered motor vehicle. And each of these traffic matters, so you're gonna personal bond no dollar amount. Pre-trial, May 1st in front of Judge Michael Wagner. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, now to your main matter. Case number 250-565-4001, Peace and Michigan versus James Mathis. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Christina Harris on behalf of James DeAndre Mathis, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of the statutory and constitutional rights and understands them.
Court waives are not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Mathis. Bond recommendation, Mr. Coyle.
Your Honor, the people have no objection to a $10,000 personal bond. I see as a violation of probation that was issued on January 23rd, 25. It looks like the bond on that's a remand over at Third Circuit. But no objection to 10,000 personal.
Okay. Ms. Harris?
Objection.
$10,000 personal bond, Mr. Mathis, while his case is pending, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause, March 31st, preliminary examination, April 7th, both in front of Judge Giles. Please step aside.
Four. No.
All right, state your name, sir. Speak up, please.
Deontay Harville.
All right, this is case number 250-565-3801. Peace and Michigan versus Deontay Harville. Appearances, please.
This is that case that we were speaking about earlier.
Right.
Steve Vincent.
Okay, let's put on the record your appearances, please.
Steve Vincent, P71917.
Right, on behalf of Mr. Deontay Harville, we'd waive the formal reading to start stand mute. We've advised Mr. Harville of his rights, Judge.
All right, Mr. Vincent, you want a sidebar on this matter?
If we could.
Okay, we're gonna log off of YouTube.
Behavior that would, especially when these children now are under the family court jurisdiction and also being supervised by DHHS, I assume, because of the CPS termination case that's pending. My client will not be anywhere near these kids without there being some kind of arrangements for supervised visits, which I think is highly unlikely until this case is fully. Lastly, I spoke to my client's mother. Her name is Mary, and I believe she's 78 years old, lives in Belleville on the home where he was raised, along with 9 other siblings. She sounds like a wonderful, very religious woman who told me that she has relied on his assistance at the house. He could live there with her. He could be placed on house arrest there. And I'm not exactly sure where the children's mother lives, but I think it's somewhere in Ann Arbor. So Belleville from Ann Arbor is a significant distance. And again, the kids would be under their mom's her custody. And I think a significantly lower cash 10% bond with strict conditions lower cash 10% bond with strict conditions like house arrest and GPS tether would be